Your garden might look fine right now, but if you're feeding it at the wrong time, you could actually be silently stunning the growth. So when is the perfect time to give your vegetable that boost of fertilizer? Well, I'm glad you asked, because in this video, I'm going to dive in to when and why to fertilize for maximum health. And mistiming it could actually be your garden's biggest hidden problem. So getting the timing right can actually make all the difference in a plant's growth and its yield. Fertilizer is actually crucial because it provides your vegetables with the essential nutrients that they need to survive. And without those nutrients, your plants, they actually may become stunted, produce fewer fruits, and even die off. The right fertilizer at the right time can enhance the flavor, the texture, and the overall plant's health. This is especially important for vegetable gardeners who may want to enjoy a longer harvest. And a well-timed fertilizing schedule can actually mean the difference between your garden that flourishes and your garden that might actually struggle. So understanding the needs of your specific vegetable and the types of soil that you're working with is a key to a thriving garden. Now, different vegetables have different growth patterns and nutrient requirements. For instance, let's say leafy greens like lettuce and spinach. They have a different need than your fruiting plants like your tomatoes or your peppers. So most gardeners use either an organic or synthetic fertilizers, each of them with its own benefits and its own drawbacks. Organic fertilizers can actually release slowly and improve the soil structure, while synthetic ones, they actually provide a quick nutrient boost, but can actually harm the soil if overused. Now, vegetables generally follow a growing season that can actually be divided into several key phases. You got planting, germination, growth, and harvest. Each phase has its own fertilizer needs. So let's start with the planting phase. In this phase, when the seeds or seedlings are introduced into the soil, at this stage, starter fertilizers are often used to provide that real quick, accessible source of nutrients, particularly phosphorus, which supports an actual strong root developed system. Well, these fertilizers are typically low in nitrogen but high in phosphorus, which actually encourage early root establishment without promoting an excessive growth of foliage that the young plant can't yet support. So let's talk about the germination phase. During the germination phase, the seed is sprouting and the initial root and shoot emerge. Fertilization needs at this point are minimal here, and the seeds actually contain their own nutrient reserves. However, ensuring that the soil has a balanced nutrient and adequate moisture is actually very important during this stage. And if you over-fertilize at this stage, well, it can actually harm and actually kill the tender seedlings. Now, let's talk about the growth phase. Now, this is the most nutrient damaging stage people go through. This is where the plants develop their foliage, their stems, and prepare for fruiting and flowering. At this time, a balanced or nitrogen-rich fertilizer actually supports the vigorous leaf and stem development. It is critical during the photosynthesis of the overall health. Consistent fertilization, possibly through side dressing or foliar feeding, actually helps meet the plant's growing needs without nutrient deficiencies. And finally, the harvest phase. In this stage, the plant's shift actually focuses on producing flowers, fruits, or harvestable parts like roots or bulbs. Fertilizer formulas need to be adjusted to support this shift, often with higher in potassium and moderate phosphorus levels, which aid in the fruit development, improves the flavor, and enhances the storage quality. So each stage of the vegetable's life cycle, it requires a tailored approach to the fertilization. Applying the right type and the right amount of fertilizer at the appropriate time actually helps optimize the plant's health, which maximizes your yields, reduces waste and environmental runoff. So understanding these phases actually allows us gardeners to create a more efficient and sustainable growing season. So 2 different vegetables have unique fertilizer schedules. For example, tomatoes benefit from a dose of calcium to prevent blossom end rot, while your leafy greens may actually require a more nitrogen-based fertilizer. Your carrots and beets, most root vegetables, benefit from a balanced fertilizer that's applied at the planting, and again when they get about 6 inches tall. For herbs like basil and cilantro, a light feeding with a balanced fertilizer once a month can actually keep them healthy and productive all year long. The frequency of fertilization actually depends on the type of fertilizer used. Like I said before, organic fertilizers may need to be applied more frequently than synthetic ones. But just remember that either an organic or synthetic fertilizer, if you over-fertilize, you're going to do more harm than good. One of the most common misconceptions is that more fertilizer equals bigger and better growth. But over-fertilization can lead to weaker plants and can be rough on the environment as well. So in reality, timing your fertilization to match your plant's growth stages can significantly impact their health and their productivity. So, when is the best time to fertilize your garden? Well, the answer lies in understanding your plants, your soil, and the growing season. By applying the right fertilizer at the right stage, whether it's before planting, during the active growth, or after the harvest, you're giving your garden the nutrients it needs to actually thrive and produce well. And with proper fertilization, it will boost yields, it will boost flavor, and it's going to help grow a healthier plant altogether. More resistant and more resilient vegetables. So do you have your own fertilizing schedule that actually works wonders for you? If so, then share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what's working for you and in your area, in your zone, and in your garden. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and actually turn on notifications so you never miss out on one of my best vegetable gardening tips. And like always, keep it growing.